All right, this is how you contour your model so that way it will be successful for the laser cutter. So as you can see, I have my model here. And the first thing you want to do after you know that you're done with your model is that before you start anything else, you want to select your model and then you do the command merge all coplanar faces. And what this does is that the merge all coplanar faces makes it so that way this is a solid surface so that way it can work easily with the laser cutter. So if I like go beforehand, like how these are like separate surfaces, after I do my merge all coplanar faces, then it'll make it so that way these things are seen as one object. So then what we're going to do is that we know that the domain of the object is going to be 4 by 4 by 4. So then we're going to go to the contour command. And what contour does is that it makes lines through the object evenly through it evenly distributes lines through each thing. So just keep these settings here or here and then select the object. The only thing you want to enable is that it's default not grouped by objects or group objects by contour plane. So turn that to yes. What that'll do is that way when it makes it separate layers, it'll stay all the group layers will stay together. So then you hit here. And then it'll ask you for a contour base point. So what you want to do is that you want to build from a direction that makes sense for your model. So you just like, usually it's just the bottom corner point. And that's what I have for my model here. Here I go straight up because that's the direction that it's going to build the contours. And then it's going to ask the distance between each contours. The cardboard we were assigned was 5 by 32. So we're going to enter 5 by 32 in our command line and then hit enter. And then it'll automatically generate all these beautiful contours here. All right. So if we go here, then what we can do is look in our top view and see all of these lines. And they're still here with the object. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drag these with my gumball tool, and then they're going to be all aligned here. So the next step is to take each of these layers in your top layer and then line them up. So you take your gumball and then just one at a time, you take each of these layers here and then go procedurally in order. Make sure you don't skip any layers and make sure that you are always selecting the next layer because it'll be important that you make sure that these things are ordered so that way you have clean, neat laser cut file to work with. So after this step, we're going to be setting up our cut file. And what that involves is that we're going to define the domain of our laser cut cardboard. Check here, everything looks right. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. We will make them perfect in the next few steps here. And then I usually like to, once I've done this, I make space for myself. Work here. Just go one at a time. There's no way to speed this up, unfortunately, but it's no big deal. So notice how they're all in a line. So you don't want to move any of these things vertically, and that's why I moved it with my red gumball tool. So that way I know that these things are all going to be in line. So once I have them in a line, I'm going to hit the distribute command. And what that'll do is that these objects will naturally distribute themselves And so that way they're evenly spaced between the one another. So then I'm going to go into my top view, and I'm going to make a square with the 4x4 domain. And what this will do is that this will naturally generate the positive and the negative fields for each layer. So because like if you go to this edge border domain, that this is going to create a negative border space here. And so what I'm going to do is after this is going to go to array, and then I'm going to make 26 copies of this thing. And the array tool is really handy because you can just say how many copies you want, and then it'll just generate them. So you go 26 in the X direction, because if you check in your bottom left, it'll go this way. So X direction 26, Y is 21, Z is 1. And then your X spacing, you just want to make sure that you want to pick 2 points that line up between the first and the second space. So I know that these 2 bottom corner points are going to line up. So I'm going to just line those up. And as you can see here, because I used my distribute command and I use the square, that every point is going to just generate this square that naturally overlaps with one another. All right. So the next step here is that we're going to set up our print document here. So we have all of our layers here, but we don't know what to do. The computer or the laser cutter won't know what to do unless it has all of the instructions neatly laid out. So what I do here is that I make a cut layer and I make a score layer. So the cut layer and the score layer for the CAD is green and blue respectively, or blue and green respectively. So the cut layer is going to be green, or the cut layer is going to be blue. Score layer is going to be green. We can just change that by layer. I know that all of these things are going to be cut. So just change your layer to cut, and then there you go. I also am going to make a copy, and then the next step is to copy this and then make one for the score layer. And what this will do, is that this will help you assemble your documents later on. For your score layer, you don't need the extra squares, so I'm going to delete those. I didn't need to copy those, but it'll be handy. It's good. You need to make sure that your squares are for the cut layer. Okay. So once we have this, I like to make sure that all my documents are neat. So then after that, we're going to group the square from the rest of the base layer. So that way, when we move these stuff around, it'll apply. A neat little trick about Rhino is that if you hit space or enter while highlighting it, it'll just repeat the command. So I'm just selecting each thing and then just hit space, and that will naturally just repeat the command and group all these things. So I don't have to like keep typing group or Control G. I can just hit the space bar between each selected thing. All right, so now that we have our cut layer grouped, we're going to go here and we're going to select all of our score layers here. And what I like to do is that I like to copy them. So using the copy command, and then I'm going to go again, line these things together. So these top 2 layers, or these next 2 layers here, are going to align in this bottom left corner here. And then I'm just going to line that up here. It just makes these little like slight striations in your cuts. And what that'll do is that it'll just make it a lot easier when you're building things. I like saving time and not having headaches when building. And it's just a handy little way to make sure things line up. You don't need an extra one here. There's only going to be 25 because the top one is going to lay on top and there's nothing going to be on top of it. So if you do this step, it'll save you a lot of time. Next, we know that the laser cutter bed is going to be 18 by 32. So I'm gonna go to my default layer here. And I'm gonna in my document, I'm gonna just make an 18 by 32 size document. I actually cut my cardboard to 18 by 30, so I'm gonna do it here, but so now I have my domain for my cardboard. Okay, so now I know that this is the size of my cardboard. I can now fit all of these things here onto this piece here. So from experience, I know that I like to keep a 1/2 inch border from the outside to the inside, just so that way, if there's any nicks or dings in your cardboard, then it won't create any problems like with any of your pieces, and you'll have nice pieces that are just on the interior. So what I'm going to do here is just going to use my offset tool and then set my distance to 1/2 inch. And then it'll make a nice little perfect rectangle with a 1/2 inch border on the inside. Okay. I know from experience that 6 of these will fit in a row, and it'll fit with my 18 by 30. So what I do here is that I copy or I just move those, and then scooch these down, and then just keep scooching them, and they should just all fit. Okay. It's kind of weirdly spaced here, so I just use my handy distribute tool and then just distribute on the x-axis. Oh, hello. Did I? Oh, shoot, I missed a step. You want to make sure that these things are grouped too. So I'm going to go through here. You want to group your cut and your score layers together. So that way, when you're moving stuff around, it's nice and neat. So I'm going to do that real quick. Note that I'm grouping all of each layer individually, not like selecting and grouping all of these together, because this is kind of annoying to move and I will want to adjust them. So okay, so now it should distribute normally on the x-axis. Perfect. All right. I know that actually this thing fits 7, so I'm just gonna move that out here. Just line these up. And then here we just move it to the edge here. And note, it's not going to get too close to the border here because remember that we set a 1/2 inch offset. So yeah, that's about it here. And I know that I want these 2 pieces to touch the actual border, so I'm just going to move that here. And then you do distribute on the x-axis. All right, perfect. See, and note that it's even cutting these things perfectly. Quite nice. All right, I go to the next 7 here. Actually, just moving all these things together so as close as I can. And then you're just using the distribute tool to align them perfectly. So that way they all fit within the domain. And I'm just doing it that way, so that way they don't get out of order. Because if you you just want them in order, so that way it's like what step you're on when you're building. Just makes your life a lot easier to do it that way. All right, the last 6.
I just want to check this item.
And now these are going to be nice and lined up. All right, now we have all of our layers nicely laid out. Just that way I have a neat looking document. And then let's save. And then what you can do here is that you can label each thing as you go. So what I do is that I use my text tool to both number and to label positive and negative on each space. So I'll make a plus sign for positive, a minus sign for negatives. Okay. And then I'm just going to copy and paste each thing. But first, if you want it to cut, you want it to show through, you have to use the explode command. And that'll just make these things vectors rather than like hatches. And that'll make your life a lot easier. So that way you can just like drag, and it'll make your life easier because it'll actually show up on your document or on your cardboard. Also put these in score. So if you put these in your score layer, that way it'll actually score through. Don't put in your cut because then it'll cut through and that's a problem. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go through and label each thing. I like to put numbers on each step in these margins here. And that makes my life a lot easier. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all it. There you go.